It's Washington State Republican Party Chair Jim Walsh doing our third weekly video update. And when I do these video updates, I try to find an issue in the news that also has some bigger meaning, broader meaning to common sense conservatives all around Washington State. Well, we got a doozy this week. In the last few days, a lot of media around the state has been talking about a group of 6 initiatives that the state party, WSRP, has endorsed and supported. And they're out gathering signatures now. And these 6 initiatives are reforms and improvements and fixes to 6 points in law and policy here in Washington that are broken and need fixing. And they are being supported, as they've been in the last few years, by a couple of organizations. One is called Let's Go Washington. The other is called Restore Washington. And there are a couple others, grassroots kind of groups that are pressing for reform in our law and policy. And this is a Let's Go Washington handout that shows the 6 initiatives. To go through them quickly, these initiatives, a couple of them deal with pure policy. One that gets a lot of attention restores law enforcement agencies' ability to chase criminal suspects, police pursuit. It's been screwed up in the last few years out of Olympia with a lot of restrictions in the law on how police can pursue suspects. What the first of these initiatives would do, and that's number 2113, is it restores the long-standing tradition that law enforcement can pursue criminal suspects on the basis of reasonable suspicion. If the law enforcement officer reasonably suspects that the individual's committed a crime, that officer can chase, either on foot or in a vehicle. And most of the attention is on the vehicular pursuits. So 2113 restores that standard of reasonable suspicion. Another couple of the initiatives, really 4, kind of in the middle of the group, are various types of tax reform, and that's something we need very badly in the state of Washington. Probably the most high profile of those is Initiative 2117, which would repeal the cap and trade tax scheme that is currently driving up the cost of gas and diesel fuel all around the state. It would just repeal it, knock that one out, and it would be an immediate reduction of gas and diesel prices by about 60 cents a gallon at the current point, and maybe more in the months ahead as those prices keep creeping up. A couple of the other initiatives that are tax related include Initiative 2124, which would make the long-term care tax scheme recently developed here in Washington optional. You could opt out of it. Right now it's mandatory, and it's a payroll deduction out of your paycheck for people who work in Washington. 2124 makes it optional. You can opt out of it, not have that money taken out of your paycheck. And then a couple of the others deal with state income taxes, basically restating what's already in our law, in our state's constitution, that a state income tax has to be flat. You can't have a state income tax here, at least not under any kind of progressive notion of what a state income tax is. And the other one repeals the capital gains income tax, which in progressive notions is not an income tax, it's an excise tax. Well, this initiative gets rid of the whole thing and just says repeal the capital gains tax, whatever it is. And then lastly, and the one I want to talk about the most is Initiative 2081, which is a Parents' Bill of Rights. What it says is that parents or grandparents or custodial guardians or family members who have custody over minor children get to know what's going on with their minor child, whether it's in school or in a medical care setting, that custodial parents need to know what's going on with their minor children. And laws that say that they can't know or they shouldn't know or they shouldn't be told, those go away. And our state law would state clearly that parents and custodial guardians do get to know what's going on with their minor children. This initiative, 2081, has been mischaracterized in the media very badly. They say that it's political, that it's weaponized. That isn't true. And it doesn't change other law in our state about how children can receive medical care or receive education. All it says is that parents and custodial guardians get to know what's going on with their child. It's an important clarification of our existing law. It's an important defense of parental rights and family rights in the state of Washington. The pendulum on these issues has swung too far away from parents and families taking care of their kids. We need to bring it back to the middle and let parents and families know what's going on with their minor children. These are 6 good reforms to things that are broken in our public policy right now. I encourage you to look them up on the internet at Let's Go Washington or Restore Washington and sign the petitions in support if you haven't already, and support them in general if you can. I'll talk to you again soon.